All right, let's talk about something that could be a total game changer for tech education. We're diving into a new blueprint for teaching really complex skills, and it's all based on the fascinating work of Dr. Maytinee. This is exciting stuff, so let's get right into it.
It all really boils down to this one big question. In the tech world, things change so fast, like overnight. So how can our education system even begin to keep up? The old ways of teaching, well, they're starting to feel a little outdated, aren't they?
And that, right there, is the heart of the problem. Just memorizing a bunch of SQL commands, it just doesn't cut it anymore. The most valuable skill you can have today isn't knowing the answer off the top of your head. It's knowing how to find that answer when you need it. It's about problem solving.
So what's the solution then? Well, Dr. Maytinee is proposing something pretty revolutionary called guided learning with AI. Now, I want you to think of this as a team effort, a partnership between the teacher, the student, and a really smart AI assistant. So in this model, the AI, and they used Google's Gemini for this study, isn't just a fancy search engine. No way. It becomes what they call an educational assistant. It's like a co-pilot sitting right there with the student. The whole point isn't for the AI to just spit out answers. It's about learning with the AI.
Okay, so how does this actually play out in a classroom? Let's walk through Dr. Tibrat's 5-step process. It's a journey that takes a student from a simple idea all the way to a skill they can actually use on the job.
So here's the roadmap. It starts with creating the blueprint, kind of like an architect would. Then you move on to making that plan real, turning the blueprint to reality with actual code. Step 3 is all about querying the data, learning to ask it smart questions. Then, we get to the really cool part, AI-powered problem solving. And finally, you put it all to the test in a real-world simulation. Let's start at the beginning.
Everything starts with a plan. Before a single line of code is written, students map out their database using something called an Entity Relationship Diagram, or ERD. Think of it as the architectural blueprint for their data. They use a tool like DB Diagram to see how all the pieces are going to connect before they start building.
All right, blueprint's done. Now it's time to build. This is where the rubber meets the road. That visual diagram gets translated into real, working SQL code. Students use those fundamental commands like create and insert, and suddenly that abstract idea becomes a tangible working database.
Okay, so the database exists. Now what? Well, you have to learn how to talk to it. This step is all about asking your data questions, retrieving information. You start with simple select commands, and then level up to more complex joins, pulling together info from different tables. This is literally what data analysts do all day.
So, we've got a plan, we've built the database, and we know how to ask it questions. That's a solid foundation. But this next part is where the real magic happens. This is where the model goes from good to truly groundbreaking. It's where students learn what to do when things inevitably go wrong.
Oh, man. Anyone who has ever tried to code knows this feeling. Your heart just sinks. You see this cryptic message pop up, and your progress just grinds to a halt. You know something's broken, but you have no clue what or why. It's so frustrating. And this is where that huge shift in learning happens. The old way, you're stuck. You put your hand up, you wait for the teacher to come over. But the new way, you just turn to your AI partner. You copy and paste that error message right into Gemini and ask it for help. And the AI doesn't just hand you the answer. It guides you, helps you understand your mistake so you can fix it yourself. That's how you build real confidence. The final step is like the final exam, but way cooler. It's a full-on simulation of a work environment. Students get tasks from a manager, and they have to use everything they've learned, from advanced commands like update and delete to their new AI-powered problem-solving skills to manage the data and get the job done. This is what makes you job ready. So this all sounds incredible on paper, right? But it brings us to the most important question of all. Does it actually work? I mean, what were the results? Let's take a look.
And the results, wow, they really do speak for themselves. A whopping 90%, 9 out of 10 students, said they felt confident using AI to manage databases after taking this course. That's not just a small bump, that's a massive success story for this approach.
The results were so compelling, in fact, that Dr. Tibrat's team made 2 huge recommendations directly to Google. First, develop a special guided learning mode for their AI. And second, start promoting this teaching style for all sorts of other complex subjects, from learning Python to advanced data analysis.
So, this leaves us with a really powerful thought to chew on.
This study pretty much proves that AI can be more than just a tool. It can be a genuine partner in learning. So, if AI can be our co-pilot for learning something as complex as this, what's our next destination? Where else can we go with this technology by our side?